Hey guys, my name is Shrina and welcome to my channel. So to start, I have tried to film this video this is take three. And the reason why I'm giving it take three is because I feel like the message is correct, but I think that the essence of the past videos weren't. I was trying to be polite and politically correct and digestible for everyone. And that doesn't make sense because one, that's not how I am in real life. Like anyone who actually knows me personally knows I'm not a shy, quiet girl. Like I have a very big personality and it shows not only in the way I present myself, but in the way I speak to other people. And I'm very confident in who I am. But in those past videos, I didn't really sound confident in what I was saying. It sounded like a question, and I was waiting for other people to give me that validation that yes, that okay, you're talking about something that you need to be talking about. And that's not what the point of this channel is. And that's not anything I want to be doing in life anymore, period. So here we are, take three, because three's a charm. I think I was just really too worried about how other people would see me or what other people would think, because there is a chance that people that I know or even people that I used to know will see this video, but I don't feel like that's anything that I need to be like ashamed of or worried about or nervous about. Like if you've already met me and seen me in real life, who cares if you see me on the internet? Like you've probably seen more of me and my essence in real life than you'll ever see on the internet anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And again, it's not about who's watching, it's about me. It's about, am I doing what I want to do? Am I putting out what I want to put out? And do I feel like it has a purpose? Like every time I post something on YouTube, I want there to be a purpose behind it. I want there to be a message behind it, because that's the type of channel that I want and plan to have. And this does have a message behind it. And we're going to go ahead and dive right into that message because I really already kind of dived into it. But first things first, other people's perception of you is not your problem. And I'm going to say it again as a message and reminder to myself. Other people's perception of you is not your problem. It's not your burden. It's not your weight to carry. And it actually has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. It has everything to do with who they are, what their morals and values are, what they think is right or wrong, what life was like for them in their childhood, how they perceive things, how they perceive gender roles. Like other people's perception of you is based on them and how they receive the world around them, and you just so happen to be a part of that. That's not something that you need to carry and take to the grave with you. That's not something that you need to take super personally, and that's not really on you. As long as you are being authentically yourself and you are being respectable, nothing else matters. You do not need to go out of your way to cater to other people's emotions or feelings or be constantly conscious and anxious about their reaction to who you are. So what? If they don't like it, move on. They're not your person. And that's something I have personally came into contact with on multiple occasions, like maybe meeting someone or liking them, and then it just didn't work out. Or maybe meeting people and they have like a very strong reaction to me, like, oh, you think you all that, or like, why you dressed up? And I could be in a t-shirt and some jeans, but on me it's gonna look dressed up because I'm it. But yeah, like other people get very offended by me just being myself, and I have come to realize like it's not my problem. I feel like I look regular. I am the type of person with heels to class. So your extra and my extra are two different things. And that's okay. Like their perception of extra is based off of them. That's not something I have to take personally or make me feel like, oh, I'm doing too much. There's not a dress code. You know what I'm saying? There's no dress code in life. Unless I'm going to a specific event, I can wear whatever I want and whatever makes me feel good. And I'm gonna do just that. And like that's on me. That's my choice. But how other people perceive what I'm wearing or how I'm showing up isn't really my problem. Again, not going out of my way to disrespect anybody, but I'm not about to constantly show up as a watered down version of myself because you're uncomfortable with how extra I am. That's not my problem. Deal with it. Actually get over yourself. Like, who are you that you think that I care, that I'm supposed to care about how you perceive me? That has nothing to do with me. Now there's a difference between somebody saying, hey, I feel like you disrespected me, or I feel like you hurt my feelings when you did XYZ. Those are two completely different things. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you being yourself and somebody having the nerve to be a hater, to be like, hey, I don't really like that, or this is my opinion of you and you didn't even ask. Chuck it to the side and move on, baby. And as we continue, stand up for yourself. You know, if other people disrespect you, or if other people make you feel like you're too much for something, or whatever the situation is, stand up for yourself. Say something. You have the right to take up space. You have the right to be who you are without worrying about consequences. Like, you deserve to take up space. You deserve to be seen. That is your right. You do not have to fight for that. If you want to speak, speak. If you want to say something, say something. If you have an opinion and you feel like it adds value to whatever it is that you're working on, whatever it is that your group is creating, speak up for yourself. Like, stand up for yourself and say something. You know, there are people like me who are the types to defend others and be like, oh, hey, were you about to say something? But everybody isn't like that. And depending on the situation, I might not even be like that. I might be preoccupied. You know, you can't be constantly waiting on somebody to save you. You can't constantly be waiting on somebody to save you from your bully. That is not always going to be the case. You need to stand up for yourself. You need to say something. You need to show up for yourself. Like, you deserve to be seen. You deserve to be heard. You are valuable. Your words are valuable, and other people deserve to see that. But nobody's going to see or hear anything if you don't say it. Especially in the world that we live in today, everything is so easily accessible. Like, you literally have to put yourself in front of people and go, hey, this is me, this is who I am, and this is what I'm capable of, in order for them to see. Like, you have to put it in their face to make it easy for them. No one's gonna go out their way to figure it out. You know, all that mysterious girl and all that, that's not gonna work in every scenario. It's not. You have to show people who you are and stand on that and be confident in that. Stand 10 toes down on who you are and be confident in that. You have to continue to show up for yourself. It is your job to stand up for yourself. Baby, once you hit over the age of 18, it is not on your parents. I'm sorry, it's not. And they can't hold your hand every step of the way. It is no one else's job to be there for you and stand up for you and fight for you. But it is your job to show up for yourself and fight for who you are every single day. Because you deserve to have somebody on your team. You deserve to have somebody in your corner who is willing to go to bat for you. And if you look around and you can't find nobody, you should be able to look in the mirror and see yourself. So, yeah. Next up on the list, I have you will never be enough for someone who doesn't want you. You will never be enough for someone who doesn't want you. And I felt like this was something that was very important for me to say, especially speaking to my young women. I feel like we are constantly put in positions to where we're chasing after jobs, we're chasing after internships, we're chasing after men, we're chasing after friendships from middle school and high school, we're chasing after decent relationships with our parents. And let me tell you something, you will never be enough. You will never be enough or be able to fill that box for someone who literally does not want you in there. Stop trying to force yourself. I actually want you to break out the box. I actually want you to burn the box. You will never be enough for people who don't want you. You will never be enough for people who literally do not want to accept you, who don't want to respect you, and who don't want to see the change that you have made to yourself. You're over here worried about showing people all the progress you've made and showing people this new light that's in you. They're still worried about the dark room that you used to sit in. They don't want to see your light. Even if they see it, they're putting on sunglasses and they're refusing to let it shine in their eyes because they don't want to. You will never be enough for somebody who doesn't want to. Who doesn't want you. And you will never be seen by people who literally don't want to see you. And you need to accept that. And it's going to hurt and you're going to feel crappy for a long time. But luckily, time heals. And with time, it'll get easier and easier and easier to let go of people who are no longer meant to be in your life, to let go of things and goals and dreams and aspirations that really no longer serve you and don't make sense for the person that you know that you want to be. You have to be willing to let that stuff go, accept it, and move forward. It is going to hurt. It is easier said than done. Trust me, I know, because I've had to do it a handful of times. But in the end, you come out on top. And you also come out with a lesson. And that lesson is valuable because it's going to carry you through your next phase in life. I used to be a person that absolutely hated change. Like, you can ask my mom, and I think it was because I moved around so much growing up, especially in my early childhood years. I went to several different schools. I was that kid there at the beginning of the school year, gone at the end of the school year, and it became very hard to make friendships and get personable with people. And it got to the point to where I was older, I hated change. I hated change that was necessary. Going from 8th grade to 9th grade. It's like, okay, now I need to change schools because I need to go to high school. And it's not even that I was in love with my middle school, because it's middle school. But it's just because of the simple fact that I hated change. Like I didn't want anybody to change. I never wanted to move. I never wanted to meet new people. I never wanted to make new friends. Like it got to the point where I didn't want anything in my life to change. I hated growing out of my old clothes. And like, and even if I didn't always express it, I really hated change. But as I got into my early adult years, that is something that really began to hurt me. And it began to hurt me because change is a guarantee. Change is the one guarantee that we have in this lifetime. Change is a constant, and you have to accept it. And it took time, and it's still taking time. Sometimes I still find myself like in my old mindset and, wanting to be stuck in my old ways, but I force myself to get out of that turtle shell because it's not helping me. You really have to accept that life is a constant state of change, especially women. Like in our puberty, we get our cycle. And then later on through life, some of us, we have children, and then you go through menopause. Like you're in a constant state of change. And oftentimes we're in a constant state of change that's out of our control. And sometimes it hurts and it sucks and you're angry, and all of those feelings are valid, but you still have to accept the fact that things are going to change always. And it makes it easier when letting go of relationships with people or with things or maybe something you used to create that no longer serves you. It's no longer meant for you. Because again, things are always changing. People are always changing. You don't own anybody. So having the expectation that someone is going to be there for you all the time for the rest of your life, and they're going to show up exactly how you need them to in every situation, that's not realistic and that's not fair. And you need to let them go. And another reason that's not realistic is because nobody's perfect. And that goes into my next topic. Perfection does not exist. I'm really talking to myself, I promise you. Because anybody who knows me personally knows I'm very hard on myself. Like I have very high expectations for myself. I have goals. Like I plan to be, I already am, but I plan to be. Yeah, I got big plans. I got big plans. Like, how Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb was always planning to take over the world? Like, that's me. Except, unlike him, my plans will not foil, okay? I got big plans. And I'm willing to put in the work, the long-term work that it takes to back those plans up. Like, and I know that I'm going to be great. And I feel like other people around me know that I'm going to be great too. Some people like it. Some people fear it. Some people are offended by it. Really not my problem. I'm rocking with those who support me. But I say all of this to say that sometimes you need days where you don't do anything. And you're not a failure because you didn't do anything today. Your productivity is not a measure of how valuable you are. You are valuable. You are a person. You are valuable. You are a human being with feelings and a heart and a mind and body and spirit and soul. And that is valuable. And you don't have to go out of your way to prove to anyone just how valuable you are. That's what perfection is in a person, constantly trying to prove and show how valuable you are, constantly trying to get a 10 out of 10, constantly aiming for that 100%. And while, yes, it is important to aim high because I don't think anyone should settle for just being mediocre when you know that there's more in you. But it's about being okay with and accepting when you gave it your all and it doesn't equal 100%. Like, you literally gave your all and it equaled to 89. That's okay. You gave 20% instead of 100% because you felt like crap and that's all you had to give today. That's okay. That doesn't mean that you're valuable. You're only valuable when you have 100% to give to the world. That is not true. You're valuable when you have nothing. You're valuable when you have nothing. You're valuable when you feel like you have nothing, or when you feel like nothing, or when you feel like you have no one. You're still valuable, and you deserve to hear that. And if you haven't heard that in a while, I'm telling you now, you're valuable, and I want you to know that. You are more than your work. You're more than at 100%. You're more than acing those midterms. You're more than those degrees. You are more than awards and accolades. You're more than the standing ovations and the validation, whether it's male validation, academic validation. validation from your family or from your parents. You're so much more than that. There is so much that lies in you. You don't need that, and you don't have to wait for that, and I really don't want you to. You are not perfect. You are human, but you are perfectly made. You are exactly who you're supposed to be. Stand in that. Walk in that. Be okay with that. Love that. You deserve to. You deserve to love yourself, and you deserve to feel free enough to love yourself in every situation. But you don't have to hide from the world when you're not looking your best that day, or when you're not feeling your best that day. That doesn't mean you hide from the world. No. Give what you can give. It's enough. I promise. Especially if you're usually consistent, but sometimes you just don't have it. It's okay. It literally just means you're not a robot. And that's something I have to remind myself, like, I did everything I was supposed to do this week, but today, for some reason, I'm not able to do what I need to do, or I'm not coming through the way I usually come through, or dang it, like, I hate that people are depending on me, but I can't show up how I usually show up. You know what that means? That means you're tired. That means your battery ran out, and that means that you need to rest and recharge, and that's okay. Like, it's actually okay. The world is not going to end because you couldn't show up that day. They'll be fine. Life will go on without you. You take care of you first. Self-care. Okay, self-care is not selfish. It is self-love, and it is necessary. And that's something I've heard on YouTube. Self-care is not optional in this world that we live in this economy. It is literally necessary to check in with yourself, make sure that you're okay, and to love on yourself unconditionally. You have to. You must. Because there's no guarantee that anyone else is going to do it. And even if they are doing it, you should still be doing it for yourself. And honestly, that's all I have for today. I'm really glad that I refilmed this video. I was feeling so bad because I plan to post once a month. So at least 12 videos by the end of the year. And I didn't post in February. And it's not like I didn't try. Again, this is my third time trying to film this video. So I filmed, but every time I went to edit, it just didn't feel right. It didn't look right. Again, perfection does not exist. And also, like I said, I think I was just playing it too safe. Like, I was playing it too safe. I wasn't really being myself. I wasn't really allowing my personality to show. I was acting like I was at work. Like I was in the office with a bunch of white people. Like, that's how I was acting on camera. And it's like, no, because that's not realistic, and that's not who I am in real life. And I'm very vibrant and colorful and loud and carefree and passionate and just so many great things, and I want that to translate on camera. And I feel like in this video it did. Like, some things may have came across a little harsh, but the truth hurts. Once you accept it and digest it, it'll be easier to move on. And I know that I'm capable of doing that, and I believe that everyone else is capable of doing that as well. And I hope that that's the message that translates through this video. You are capable, and I believe you are capable. I believe in myself. And when you believe in yourself, it's a lot easier to believe in other people, because how you treat yourself is how you treat other people. So yeah, but that's all for today. I'm into this video, and I'm very proud of it. I hope you guys are able to enjoy it, and whatever you needed to resonate with you actually resonated with you. Thank you for your time. Bye.